be advised, the opinions and views of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Naimbag nga rabi, masantos siya sa labid si kayo amin. Mayang gabi sa Tibok, Mindanao, Visayas, ug sa Luzon. Magandang gabi po sa inyo lahat. Bismillah, Rahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Ito po ang Republika. Ako po, si Erik Espina. Alam niyo po, sa mga panahon ngayon ay napakainit po ng ating panahon. Lalo pang lumala, sapagkat lalo ding umiinit ang ating pamumulitika. Malayo pa po ang taong 2013, subalit kumikilos na po ang iba't ibang mga partido politikal para po sa darating na pambansang halalan. Andyan po kumikilos ang PDP Laban, andyan po kumikilos na rin ang Liberal Party, ang Nationalista Party, meron pang UNA. Kaya sa pagkakataong ito ay lilinawin po natin, kung malilinaw natin, kung ano pong mga mangyayari sa susunod na ilang buwan. Lalo't papalapit na. O yung iba ay nagkakampanya na nga talaga. Pinalad po tayo sapagkat makakausap natin ang Secretary General ng PDP Laban, walang iba kung hindi si Joey de Venecia. Joey de Venecia na lang itatawag ko.
Thank you, Eric.
Good evening, Joey.
Good evening, Eric. Thank you for having me. Good evening po sa ating mga nakikinig at nanonood. Salamat po at mabuhay po kayo.
Jose de Venecia ka pala, the third na.
The third po, third generation na Jose de Venecia.
Sino ba yung unang Jose?
Yung aking lolo na judge. Judge
talaga, siyang una.
Court of First Instance, Bayambong na Vizcaya.
Okay.
So, siyang Jose de Venecia the first.
Okay.
Then my father, Jose de Venecia Jr.
Ikaw
And ako
ang
the third generation.
Yung anak mo, hindi naman the fourth.
The fourth ang anak ko.
May ganun na karami.
19-year-old son.
Hindi talaga makakalusot. Ano?
Bahala na siya kung gusto niyang ituloy yun o hindi. But
Okay.
we're proud of our name. So,
You're running again. Tatakbo ka ulit itong darating na eleksyon.
well, I'm expected to run, being the Secretary General of PDP Laban. Kasama ko si Coco Pimentel,
Okay.
our Senator Coco, who's our party president. And of course, our chairman of our party is Judge Omar Binay. And ang aking trabaho ngayon is to be able to palawakin ng partido. No? Kasi ang PDP Laban is not as old, hindi kasing tandayan ng LP or Nationalista Party.
Yes,
and parang it also had its ups and downs. It reached its peak panahon ng martial law when you would see the PDP Laban flag, no? Which is a merger of PDP, na partido ng Mindanao,
Okay.
and Laban, which is founded by Ninoy Aquino.
Okay.
And this was formed in preparation for the elections of 1986.
Okay.
So, together with Unido,
Yes.
you're familiar with Unido, no?
Uh-huh.
So, itong merger na ito was 30 years ago. And ngayon ay yung nanalo po si Cory, we were the party in power at that time, but there were changes immediately after Cory became president, and the LDP was formed, the Laban ng Demokratikong Pilipino.
Wala nang pagkakaiba sa PDP at sa Laban. Isang ano na ito, isang samahan na ito. Kasi dati PDP was parang Pimentel faction
Yes.
dati,
Oo.
and Laban was more like Ninoy
Yes.
with a group of sila former Congressman Piping Coangco.
Yes.
Sila Congressman Piping Coangco kasama din sa grupo ninyo.
Oo, he is one of our senior advisors sa PDP
Okay.
Laban, no? And also he formed LDP during that time, no? When he was still a congressman. So yeah, we are working together, and he's definitely in touch with our party politics and the goings on enlarging our party, especially in Mindanao. No? He's taken an active part, especially the ARMM.
So sa makatuwid, si Congressman Cojuangco ba tatakbo rin? Hindi, Congressman.
Hindi ko po...
Hindi na, or senador, hindi rin?
Hindi po senador. Hindi pa namin pinag-uusapan ang local politics.
Okay.
But he's really more of a senior advisor si Congressman Cojuangco. And we respect his experience. No? So, but as you will know, political season has been starting to heat up, no? Just like the summer, because of the requirement of the COMELEC
yes.
to file our petition for coalition by March 30, which was just a couple of weeks ago, no? And doon nag-umpisa yung itong UNA, which UNA is not really is not different from UNO.
Yun nga, nalilito ang tao. Kaya nga kanina sabi ko, may UNO, may UNA. Ano ba ang pagkakaiba ng UNO at UNA? Spelling lang.
Spelling lang. Yung UNO is United Nationalist Opposition at that time.
Okay.
Kaya lang din naman kami opposition ngayon.
Okay.
So, we changed it to the United Nationalist Alliance. But ang aming party partner is the Puwersa ng Masang Pilipino.
Ano nangyari sa UNO? Buhay pa yun?
No, yeah, buhay po. Basically, we just refiled it and renamed it as UNA. And it's the same proponents, the Puwersa ng Masang Pilipino and the PDP Laban.
So wala na yung UNO?
Wala na yung UNO, but it's pretty much the same charter.
So ito kayo na itatanong ko. So nandyan si Vice President Binay, nandyan ikaw, nandyan si Senator Coco Pimentel. Isa sa mga advisors nyo, si Congressman Pepeng Cojuangco.
Opo.
Tapos, nababalita ngayon sa mga pahayagan natin, itong matatawag mo natin pagkakahati ni President Aquino kay Vice President Binay. Kaya nga sabi nitong si tagapagsalita ni Pangulong Noynoy Aquino, si Abigail Valte, magkakaroon daw ng split. At ang word na ginamit niya, inevitable. So, how are you guys handling this kind of, the opinion and coming from the palace?
Well, unang-una, mismo si President Pinoy has denied that. No?
Okay. So he corrected his own
spokesperson. No?
Yeah.
So, we are fully supporting President Aquino and his programs. No? And we've always said that since the beginning. And in fact, Vice President Binay is not only a very popular Vice President, but he's also a very popular and effective cabinet member of the Aquino administration. So he's there to support, and we are there to support Pinoy. Napapasukan lang ng politika because of political season. And normally, as we know in the news as well, no? If the impeachment was going on right now, the news will be the impeachment. But since walang impeachment ngayon, itong pinag-uusapan.
Ito ulam ngayon ng taong bayan. So, kasi sabi ni Abigail Valte, buti nandito kayo, because both Vice President Binay and President Aquino belong to different parties, kaya inevitable na talagang magkakahiwalay sila.
Hindi nyo, unless she has a crystal ball, no?
Okay.
Then pwede niya sabihin yan, but there's no reason or no basis for that statement. In fact, her principal has corrected it, President Noynoy himself. No?
So, hindi totoo itong mga sinasabi nila na talagang it's not a question of if, but when na lang. Kasi baka it may not happen in 2013, pero in 2016, that's still too far off to make any predictions, ano?
Yeah, it's too far off. The most important thing is in 2013 is we elect the right candidates and we attract the right candidates for the 2013 midterm election, not only in the senatorial race but all the way down to the municipio, no? The municipal councilors, which is probably the bulk of this election.
At ang PDP ay nagpapalawak sa lokal na antas, no?
Yes, nagpapalawak kami sa different parts ng Pilipinas. Kaya lang not meaning that we're putting up candidates in all places. In fact, sa aking tingin lang as Secretary General of PDP Laban, we'll probably put up candidates maybe in 30 to 40% of the country. Not in every place, because first of all, we don't have the wherewithal for that. Number one, no? And secondly, we're just trying to build our party so that we can have a party that will sustain us all the way beyond 2016. No?
Okay, naglabas ang Liberal Party, kaya nga nag-react doon si Vice President Binay. Hindi ba ito yung mga tao na pro-GMA dati, ngayon ay anti-FPJ? Tapos sinasabi ng mga tao sa Liberal Party, the UNA is positioning too early. Payag ba kayo doon na di una is positioning too early?
We're not positioned too early. We were just required to file our petition by the COMELEC on March 30. Kaya there's no, we had to do that, no, to be able to have a coalition. Kasi we are a small party. As you said, we started small, we became big, naging small na uli. Dati nga, we were categorized as a party na kasyang-kasya sa Volkswagen. Ngayon, trend na kami ngayon. Yun ang nangyayari. So, even sa senatorial slate, yung tinasabi nila mga senatorial slate, 18, 19 ang nakapila dyan sa senatorial slate namin.
So, sa palagay ninyo, bakit yung Liberal Party, ano ba, parang ganito ang komento sa inyo? Parang nanggigiri ba sila o parang galit sa inyo o parang nagsiselo sa inyo?
Well, the Liberal Party is also a political party.
Oo, pero bakit gano'n ang mga binibitawang salita kontra sa inyo?
Siyempre, they're the ruling party, and of course they want to make sure that they are very well entrenched as the ruling party. So beyond 2013, no? So I think it's okay for them to make those kind of comments, and if it's part of politicking, if it's part of traditional politicking or negative politicking, then that's all part of politics.
But being Secretary General PDP Lapan, you can definitely predict there's no way you will have a coalition with the Liberal Party.
No. We are open.
We're still open.
In our charter that we filed, we're open to coalitions with other political parties, mainstream political parties, local political parties, and even individuals themselves, as long as they agree and naniniwala sila sa mga adhikain at aspirations ng PDP Laban.
But at this point, do you see yourself really getting into a coalition on the national level with the Liberal Party? Posible mangyari yun?
National level, maybe. Anything is possible in politics. I mean, whoever thought that Vice President Binay will become Vice President of the Philippines, when if you looked at the numbers in the beginning of the campaign period compared to the other protagonists at that time. So anything is possible. So we all know that.
Kasi parang ang lumalabas kasi, parang siguro, ewan ko lang kung tamang salita gagamitin ko, naiinis yung mga tao sa Liberal Party kasi very loyal sila kay Presidente Noynoy. Pagkatapos, nadidinig na sa mga pahayagan na ang kukunin nyo raw mga senador ay yung mga dating mga kasama ni GMA o yung mga talagang pagbumatikos daw kay President Pinoy ay talagang parang oposisyon. So, kungyari, si Senator Maceda, masasama ba si Senator Maceda sa ticket ninyo?
He is one of the other senior advisors of this political party, no? Because he's has a high position at the Puwersa ng Masang Pilipino, and he was the campaign manager of the Arab Binay ticket in 2010. No? So, whatever he says, we put a lot of weight into his wisdom. I don't know though whether he is truly pursuing his candidacy. I understand from the newspaper reports that he's still in talks with President Erap and also Chairman Danding Coangco about his run. So we will see po, no? But we would welcome anybody who would add value to this senatorial slate. But the reality is also of running for senator, because I ran for the Senate, is that firstly, you have to be rating well. I think that's important. Awareness is not enough. The conversion or the voting preference for you should be high, number one. And secondly, you have to have the resources.
Of course.
You have to have the resources. The party can only provide maybe 5% or 10%, or maybe 5% for a senator. Siguro 5% lang of your need, of what you need, no? And yung nga sinasabi ko kay JDV
5% ang ibibigay sa iyo, pero yung pangako sa iyo, 50%.
No.
May mga ganun
Wala
political
kami,
parties.
no, we're very clear with that.
Okay, but there are some political parties who will promise you 50%, that they'll only deliver smaller than 50%.
That's not PDP Laban.
Of course.
PDP Laban. And PDP Laban has not really been looked at as a rich party. Actually, we've been looked at as a poor party. But because of what happened, when my father was speaker, and when they passed that law to allow advertising in political elections, lumabas na yung TV ngayon. So, ang mahal-mahal just to place an ad. It's 300,000 pesos for a 30-second ad, or sometimes even 350,000 pesos. So, saan ka kukuha ng perang ganon? You have to have your own resources. So, sa amin, sa PDP Laban, if you want to run for the Senate, you should have your own resources to be able to do that. So, it's the surveys and the resources, and of course, basically, what your story is and what do you bring to the Filipino people. Okay. And then let the people decide on that one.
Sa palagay nyo, wala ko kayang basihan din yung Liberal Party na medyo magselo sa inyo kasi sila talagang loyal na loyal sila kay President Pinoy, no? Tapos kayo, isang paa ninyo nasa loob ng administrasyon. Subalit, may posibilidad na yung mga tatanggapin yung mga senador ay yung mga talagang bumabatikos kay President Pinoy. Like, posibleng si Senator Maceda, masama ninyo. Si Congressman Migz Zubiri, baka masama ninyo, no? So parang, you have the best of both worlds.
Well, alam mo, if kung ang sumasama sa amin, especially our incumbent senators or former senators, senators of the past and of current are always very independent-minded.
Okay,
You know, once they get elected to the Senate, sometimes it's very hard to toe the party line on them. No? So, and they say that a lot of the senators always have higher aspirations no, for other positions. So, hindi mo maalis sa karakter ng senador yan to be able to make their own statements contrary to possibly what the realities are on the ground, especially in our political party.
How do you think, how should, let's say, President Pinoy read the PDP Laban? Vice President Bina is with you guys, and yet the company within the PDP, mga senatorial, medyo kontra sa kanya. How do you think that would be explained to him?
Ay, hindi naman kasi, wala pa kasing
wala pang final.
Wala pang final. In fact, yun lang sa filing ng COMELEC ang ginawa pa namin. No? Kaya lang, I think what's important with what the President should view us at is that we've always been supportive of his programs. So I think it's important that senators from the PDP Laban, or the UNA, for that matter, PDP Laban, PMP, for that matter. Kasi yun muna, yun lang naman ang klaro eh. Wala pa namang iba pang alam natin na nag-a-align sa UNA, are supportive of his program of government.
So malinaw yun. Kailangan yung mga papasok ng mga senador na kandidato ng PDP, kailangan susuporta sa programa ni Presidente Noynoy.
Well, that's yun ang pinaglalaban namin eh. I mean, sinusuporta namin ang programa ni Pinoy. You know, we don't necessarily agree with the views of his party, but we are supporting Pinoy, and we've always supported him since day one. And the Vice President has supported him, has done very well as in his cabinet portfolio as the HUD-C chair. No? So, yun ang importante. At dapat supportahan natin si Presidente kasi ang raming problema ng ating bayan. And kailangan niya, he has a nice, good bench with his friends in the Liberal Party and his cabinet. But more people, with more heads thinking, trying to help this country address issues with jobs, I think is important. So, that definitely part of our evaluation is that how will you be able to add value to the party or to our slate and be able to add value to the Philippines in able to rise above poverty. No? Ang issue, it's not about sobra ka bang popular or binabatikos mo si Presidente. Paano matutulungan ang ating bayan? And what helps is also paano matutulungan si Presidente Pinoy. So yun ang mga we've always been consistent with our position with
So
Pinoy.
sa kampanya, makikita na natin, sa kampanya ninyo, kailangan din sa mga talumpati ng mga taong ito, kailangan at least supportive kayo sa programa ni Presidente Pinoy din.
Kung naniniwala ka sa mga programa ni President Pinoy, then you can take that position. Ako naniniwala ako in most of the programs of Pinoy. Maybe there's probably an issue on certain things that maybe I disagree with them if I'm running.
But you're not going to stand up on stage and say that you're against these programs.
No, if programs come up that I disagree
You're uncomfortable with,
uncomfortable with, then I will not be a hypocrite and say that I'm comfortable with that. But definitely, what are the most important things for me is the jobs, education, kalusugan, kalusugan ng ating mamamayan, and being able to address the food security and energy issues of our country. If we start addressing all those issues, just a few of those issues, and be successful with it, all the others could be peripheral issues that maybe some other senators will disagree with, and including myself. No? But at the end of the day, is that we want to be able to move our country forward. At sa aming palagay, Pinoy is doing a good job, but kailangan ng tulong.
I hope some of your senatorial candidates will adopt your position and be more constructive on stage and not maging katulad sana sa iyo. No? At least na talagang medyo more on the constructive side of criticism rather than very out and out, belligerent. Kasi pag nasa stage na, alam mo naman sa kampanya, napapasarap minsan pag senador na dati or dating congressman. At alam mo na. And that has been their position for the longest time, and they've been very vocal about their position with the current administration.
Well, my position is I ran for the Senate, and one of my advocacies at that time aside from una is nakilala ako dun sa ZTNBN.
Yes, correct.
Being the whistleblower, no? So as a fighter against corruption. So I mean, in Katalumpati ko, one of my programs was really the fight against corruption. But at the end of the day, when you're there, people look at you, it's fighting against corruption is good, and they can understand how corruption brings down our country and brings down probably the earning capacity of our country. But the thing is, how will you help us? How are you going to give me jobs? How are you going to put food on the table?
Correct.
So yun ang mga importante at the end of the day.
Joey, do you see the Vice President, Coco Pimentel, or you, in a caucus with other senatoriable saying na, let's draw some decent guidelines to our campaign. Let's not do this with regards to this administration. These are the parameters. Let's not go there. Let's not go too far into the margin. Let's stay within these borders. You think that would happen?
I believe so, because we all have to agree on what our position is as a coalition. And in fact, in PDP Laban, we espouse participative and consultative democracy. Meaning we consult our party mates on real big issues. Okay. So, yun rin ang mangyayari pagdating ng panahon na mamimili kami ng senador, kung sino naniniwala sa aming mga adikain, yun ang most likely yung pipiliin namin.
Ikaw ang SecGen. Yung presidente, si Senator Coco, medyo pinag-iisipan pa niya yung pagpasok ni Migz Zubiri. Si Vice President Binay, parang tatanggapin niya si Migz Zubiri. How do you see it?
Well, una-una, I think let's just look at it na PDP is partido ng Mindanao yan eh.
Okay.
I mean, yan talaga, that's the party ng Mindanao.
Okay.
So, the Vice President sometimes thinks that Coco is definitely a senator, big addition.
Okay.
And Migz also is from Mindanao.
Okay.
And also served in the Senate. In whatever legal shape or form that is, no?
Okay.
So, he feels that with two people in the slate coming from Mindanao, that definitely will help Mindanao.
Okay.
So, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we could add two more potential senatorial candidates from Mindanao or whoever else. No?
Your best thinking, Cap. How do you see it being resolved? Your best thinking, Cap.
We need to sit down. Migz Zubiri, Coco Pimentel, Judge Omar Binay, Erik Espina, myself, and two other of the ExCom members.
And these people will go to you, Vice President Binay, Coco Pimentel, Erap, and say, Joey, payuhan mo kami. Ano dapat? Sa tingin mo, papasukin natin si Migz Zubiri o hindi?
I think una-una dapat, there has to be some harmony between Migz Zubiri and Coco Pimentel. Because without that harmony, then our focus on having a united Mindanao front will be destroyed. So yun muna ang kailangan siguro mag-usap muna yung dalawang ating magigiting na senador para pag-usapan nila yung naging issue. Because both of them, technically, have been victims of electoral sabotage.
But do you see a happy ending for both?
I believe so. Politics is,
Addition?
It's practical.
Okay.
You need to be practical.
And will PDP Laban be stronger if both of them were in your ticket? Analysis mo lang, tingin mo lang.
Depending on where each is really rating on the surveys. I mean, we believe in the surveys, and both of them are doing well in the surveys that we've seen. So if that could be maintained, then I think it will be a good addition. But the thing is that you really have to be winnable. And I've seen candidates in the past, and you've seen candidates in the past, that were in the top 5 or top 4 in the beginning of the campaign, and then ending up number 18 or ending number 19. No? These are the things that are need to be evaluated by our own political analysts within our party.
Anong contribution ng PMP sa PDP Laban? Sinong kandidato nila?
Well, sa una, you have because Chairman Emeritus of PMP is Manong Johnny Enrile.
Okay.
So Jack Enrile, Congressman Jack Enrile,
will be there.
Will be there, and also JV Ejercito.
So JV is definitely running.
I believe so. I think that he has made those statements, and and he's with the President of Masang Pilipino.
Congressman Mitos Magsaysay.
Congressman Mitos Magsaysay has also expressed a desire to run for the Senate, and she has been going around. The only stumbling block, it seems, is that she's been very much
Very vocal?
Not very vocal against the president, but has been loyal to the Lakas, to the Lakas party. And it is not only her who's loyal to the Lakas party. There are a lot of people who are very loyal to the Lakas party, which was founded by FDR.
Would it be correct to say that she's identified with President GMA sa pagbabalik po ng Republika? Tatanungin rin natin kung tatakbo si Governor Gwen Garcia ng Cebu under una. Mamaya-maya. Muli pong nagbabalik ang Republika at tamang-tama po dahil pinag-uusapan natin yung isang tatakbong senador din at nakahabol po siya. Nandito po si Migz Zubiri, Eco Warrior.
Maraming salamat, Erik, sa invitation na binigay niyo po sa akin dito. At syempre, good day to my kinakapatid. Kinakapatid ko po si Joey de Venecia. Syempre, ninong ko po kanyang tatay.
Salamat, Migz. Salamat.
Tinanong ko kanina kay Joey kung mas makakatulong ba sa PDP kung dapat kasama ka rin dapat sa partido para makatakbo ng senador.
Well, so far wala naman siguro akong problema kay kinakapatid kong Joey, Senator Joey, and to the Vice President dahil very, very close din po naman tayo kay Vice President. As a matter of fact, siya palaging kasama namin pag umiikot po kami. Isa lang po ang parang ayaw po sa atin, pero we're trying to make headway to the help of the Vice President and to Joey here na magkaroon po kami ng genuine reconciliation. Nagulat nga ako nung birthday ko nung April 13. Binati niya ako ng happy birthday.
Sino bumati sa inyo?
Si Senator Coco Pimentel.
Oh, that's good. That's very good.
So binati po niya ako ng happy birthday at ako naman yung natuwa. And I actually sent him a text back. And I said in my text, dun sa text na pinadala ko sa kanya, sa lahat po ng mensahe, sa lahat po ng tao na nagpadala ng mensahe na yung araw na ito, yung sa iyo ang pinaka meaningful sa akin. Kasi syempre, kung may konting alitan kayo, mas maganda nga naman na may ganung klaseng mensahe. So, ang akin naman, as I've always said, na I've moved on, no? We've moved on from the 2007 elections. Bangungot po yan, eh. Alam naman po natin yung nangyari sa ARM was out of our control. May kausap nga ako kagabi at sabi nga niya, you know, yung nangyari sa ARM, it's beyond you, Migz. Kasi yung Ampatuans, sa sobrang lakas nila, sa sobrang laki nila noon, direct link lang yun. Iisa lang yung nakakausap nila sa administration. No general, no congressman. At the time was only a congressman. No mayor can dictate.
Diretso ka agad sa taas yun.
So, whatever they did, wala naman tayong kaalam-alam doon. Kasi inanalabas po ng ating kaibigan na si Coco na, yun nga, na may alam po tayo dyan. I am just as clueless as Tito Soto, who was with me in the lineup. Ralph Recto, who was with me in the lineup. Senator Arroyo, Joker Arroyo, and Senator Angara, who are now senators, sitting senators. So kung meron po siyang gustong malaman, alam po nila dahil kasama ko po sila sa kampanya, which is nothing. Wala naman po kaming nalalaman, kundi pag-iikot lamang at pagkampanya.
Do you see a happy ending for Migz Zubiri and Coco Pimentel? I asked you that question, Joey, and you said, parang madinig niya.
Una-una is that I see a happy ending, but it's important na umupo si Migz at si Coco and have some harmony within the two of them together with the Vice President and ERAP and ourselves.
And with Migz here, I'd like to ask you that
wait,
question.
Wait, let me just say, because the harmony is important kasi PDP is a party of Mindanao.
Okay.
Kung hindi sila magkasama, kawawa naman ang
that's the emphasis. I think that's where the emphasis
kawawa
should
naman
lie.
ang Mindanao.
That's where the emphasis of PDP should be. It is a party of Mindanao. Now, if the ERAP will ask you, if Vice President Binay will ask you and say, Joey, we need your advice. dapat ba nating tanggapin si Migz Zubiri? Sa tingin mo, ayan, nandito si Migz Zubiri. No?
I-
Ano sagot mo?
Una, as I said,
kababata mo ito. Sige.
yeah, I'll answer it. As I said, you have to be winnable and you have to have the resources.
Okay.
And based on the surveys I've seen, the
Okay.
people who get elected, and alam ng ginakapatid ko to, are the people who performed.
Okay.
And Migz has performed as a 3-term congressman. He's performed 4 years as a senator. So I don't see any reason why he wouldn't make it to the Senate.
That's a good yes already.
And I wouldn't make it to the Senate. And I would choose a Secretary General.
That's
I
an
would want
endorsement in charge.
I would want a senator
Are we
in our
getting-
slate.
Is he getting an endorsement today? I mean, is that what you're
Kinakapatid
saying?
ko si Migz.
Okay,
And
malinaw.
this
Kaya
is-
bias eh. Bias kami
And
dalawa.
si Migz is lakas JDV FBR to.
Okay.
TV wing ako eh.
JDV wing
You know,
boss.
we fought it out with his
Okay.
father
Malinaw.
in the trenches, ha?
Okay.
Nung inaaway po si tatay niya sa aking ninong, we were original JDV.
Okay.
Mga anak po kami ni JDV. Ako, Ace Barbers.
I-add mo na si Mitos Magsaysay doon. Isama mo na siya
Yeah.
doon.
So, yun yung grupo namin. And yung sa amin, parang pangit naman. You know, gusto ko lang klaruhan, Eric. No? Napakapangit naman na yun na parang nasa stereotype po kami as former GMA allies. We were all former GMA allies.
Many.
All. Many.
Of course.
Even in the administration party now. I mean, I can
Even
count
those in the Liberal Party.
70% of their group
Yes.
were with us
Okay.
in the former administration. So, I think it should not be stereotyped. Ang tama sinabi ni Joey, yung track record tignan natin, yung voting on individual issues. Yan ay napakalaga. Ito bang mga binoto po nila nung sila yung mambabatas ay nakakatulong ba sa ating mga kapatid, lalo-lalo na yung maralitang Pilipino. So yan ang napakalaga.
Is he coming in as PDP laban? Una, PMP, si...
I think Migz will be part of the Una coalition. No?
okay, but as what? Which party will he be coming in?
Right now, I'll save you from that. Hindi ka makabalikan kung sino man.
Okay, okay.
Last March 3, we were in Bukidnon.
Okay.
Together with my father, the vice governor, who's running again for governor, together with the governor and all the elected mayors.
Okay.
We have a local party which is called the Bukidnon Paglaom Party.
Okay.
At nag-usap na po, kasama ko po aking kinakapatid doon, who's the Secretary General of the Partido, the PDP.
Yes.
Included there was the Vice President.
Okay.
Pinag-usapan na namin more or less ang coalition between the local party, our local party,
Okay.
with UNA. So ako yung pumapasok bilang isang regional party mate under the Bukidnon Paglaom Party. Paglaom means hope.
Yes.
Hope Party. So dyan po kami papasok na yun. I'm coming in as an independent so far, which hopefully adopted din po ako ng PNP. Dahil very close po tayo kay Senate President Pro Temp Jingo Estrada and the Senate President Juan Ponce.
So hindi na magse-seminar si Senator Migz
Bakit hindi?
Hindi, baka ako kailangan mag-seminar sa kanya.
Actually, Eric, kung walang stumbling block sana, kung hindi naman masyadong kung sa Bisaya pag gamahay kaayo, yung medyo nagtatampo yung aking kaibigan, I wouldn't mind joining the PDP.
Ayan,
Because
you heard
it's
that
a party
from,
of Mindanao.
You heard that from Migz Zubiri.
You have to remember that the PDP laban was born in Cagayan de Oro.
Yes.
Cagayan de Oro is my region. That is where I grew up. Kasama ko dun sa Bukidnon.
Question, will it help you if you talk to Senator Aquilino Pimentel? Will it help your cause?
Actually, matagal ko nang sinasabi ito. In-interview ako sa DZRH one-time radio program. And I already put out in the open na nag-usap na kami ni Vice President na kung pwede, isama kami sa isang meeting kasama ni Coco, ako, sama natin si Joey, and the Vice President, mag-usap kami na masinsinan. Kasi kailangan namin magkaisa para sa kapakanan ng Mindanao. Iilang lang naman kami taga Mindanao. Right now, Eric, out of the horizon of the 40 names that you mentioned, there's only probably me and Coco who are running from Mindanao.
Correct,
Maybe
correct.
next would also be Ace Barbers.
Yes.
But on that note, we have to unite so that maayos po natin ang problema sa Mindanao. We have a power crisis right now.
Yes.
We've got a peace and order problem.
Yes.
We've got a separatist movement.
Yes.
So lahat po kami sana'y magkaisa para sa kapakanan ng Mindanao. And I am willing to sit down, listen to him, and I'd like him also to listen to my side. Na lahat po na nangyayari noong 2007 was neither our fault. Was neither our fault. If the tables were turned, lagyan na lang natin, if the tables were turned at siya po'y nanalo, at ako po yung nag-file ng protesta, hindi rin basta-basta siya bibitiw sa pwesto. Unless napakabigat ng ebidensya na inabas. Yun yung nangyari po sa akin. I was proclaimed by the COMELEC, affirmed by the Supreme Court under 2 Supreme Court rulings. And then these 2 individuals had come out na napakabigat na witness at sinabi nila walang halalan dun sa nangyari sa Maguindanao. Kaagad-agad ako ay nag-resign, Eric. Hindi po ako tumagal sa pwesto. I did not call anymore for committee hearings. I didn't even get my salary anymore for August because I resigned August 3. I said I withheld I said I will not anymore partake of whatever allowances and salaries they give me. I withdrew my protest, not in a matter of weeks or months. Yung counter-protest ko, immediately I withdrew the next day, no less than 12 hours, para makaupo ka agad si Coco, just to show him a sign of sincerity on my part.
This next question, I will ask Joey and not to you, no, Migz. What do you think is the message that the public will get just in case Senator Coco will not accept Migz into the party? Which message would have a stronger resonance with the public? Accepting him into the party or not accepting him because there's a certain principle that he stands for? What is the narrative that, there has to be a certain narrative that Senator Coco would like the public to listen to. And what is this narrative if he does not accept Senator Migz here? Or if he accepts them, which is the stronger narrative for the public to listen to?
Well, let me just say this, and maybe I can say it also as Secretary General, because as I said, PDP is a party of Mindanao. Political reconciliation is important. Political reconciliation is important because you have 2 personalities here who have proven track records and have helped the country in their own big ways and continue to do so. And as Migz said, Mindanao has been shortchanged so much in the history of the Philippines, and that needs to change. So if we have 2 high legislators there in the Senate
who can reconcile,
who can reconcile and have to reconcile,
and that reconciliation redounds to a message to Mindanao that reconciliation is even possible within Mindanao.
Reconciliation has to be possible in Mindanao, and it shows the example. If it's possible between these 2
and the leaders are showing it,
2 fine gentlemen, 2 leaders, then also the issues within Mindanao itself could be the next step for reconciliation between the different types of disagreements within Mindanao as well. But the thing is that we have to think of Mindanao. This is beyond Migz Zubiri or Coco Pimentel.
So this is plus.
We have to think about Mindanao.
So 2 of them together in PDP is plus. For Mindanao, is it a plus also for the party?
It's a plus for Mindanao. It's plus for the alliance.
For PDP.
And it's plus for PDP. I would like to say that sana naman, and Migz knows this, sometimes what happens is that once senators get elected, sometimes they become independent. So this is one of the realities in the Senate. So I hope that when they get elected in the Senate, that we can really toe the alliance line or the party line. Na yung mga pinaglaban namin ay gagawin namin.
But I'd like to add to that, Eric. No? On the plus side, I'm not just bringing myself into the table. We're actually bringing the whole province, and Joy is familiar with this. We're bringing the whole province of Bukidnon, which has a registered voters population of about 650 to 700,000 votes. So that's a big plus. In Region 10, Bukidnon is one of the largest in terms of voting population. So we're bringing that to the table. So it's not just our individual loyalty to the party. It's not just our individual loyalty to the Vice President. It is also collectively our local
you're bringing
party.
Something into the table.
We're
something very
bringing
important.
something to the table.
Joey, do you agree that if Senator Coco Pimentel accepts Migz Zubiri into the party?
Yes.
Okay. This is actually in the reconciliation, he gains more. What do you think? Do you agree with that?
Well,
what do you think, Migz? He gains more.
I agree. I totally agree.
It shows that he's
magnanimous.
He's a better man.
It's very hard for me to say anything at this point in time kasi medyo self-serving. Pero ang akin dyan, mas maganda talaga tignan na nagsama kami, nag-away kami nung una, natapos na yung awayan na yan.
Nothing personal yun.
Nothing personal. Public service ito. Ang kapakanan ng taong bayan ang mas malaga sa amin. At we want to move forward not just move on, but move forward together for the country. I think we can get more support from the cross-section of society. Hindi lang taga Mindanao, Visayas and Luzon, they will see na Vice President Binay's una party or una coalition is really a coalition of reconciliation and unity.
And people are for statesmen.
Yes.
Diba?
Yes.
Sabi nga nila politics does not hurt. It only hurts when you take it personally.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
And really, this is not just about traditional politics addition. This is really about representation for Mindanao. And I think this is the most important. Although we all know that Migz doesn't only represent Mindanao, he has very strong ties in the Visayas and Eco Warriors.
Even
cross-section niya, Eco Warriors niya.
Yeah. So and we all have our own advocacies that we all want to aspire for and let the people know. So for me, ang pinaglalaban ko is pinaglaban ko yung to put up a broadband network, to be able to bring the cost of telecommunications down, to give better quality of service to the Filipino people. It would have been a good project, but hindi natuloy. Ngayon, we have broadband networks available, but the problem is that text messaging hasn't gone down. May atas na nga ang gobyerno ng NTC sa mga telco companies na ibaba ng text messaging by 20 cents.
You know, I'll tell you.
Alam mo yung may dadalang advantage ni Senator Joey De Venecia. He will become the techie senator. Yan ang kulang sa amin. Kung ako ay agriculturist and environmentalist, many of my colleagues are lawyers and human rights advocates and other advocacies. Joey will bring to the table in the Senate his expertise on telecommunications, his expertise on IT, and that is exactly what we need.
But you know, I'll tell you, if you come from Mindanao, for you and Senator Coco, you want to get elected, you tell the Mindanaoans we're going to look into the EPIRA law. I'm sure you will get the entire Mindanao on that, on your back, and you'll get a lot of votes for that. What do you think of Mitos Magsaysay, Governor Gwen, on board?
Mitos Magsaysay has been going around with the Vice President, and we've been seen together. So I think she's really an addition, and I think she's kind of gotten a bad rap of saying lakas GMA, because it was JDV who convinced Mitos ran as an independent when she ran for congressman, and it was my father who convinced her to join the lakas.
Again, it's the stereotype na basta dati kang lakas, ay patay ka na. You cannot anymore contribute to society, which is wrong.
And lakas is a major party to contend with. Migz, I'll leave up Cebu na lang to you to answer that question.
Si Governor Gwen, kasama ko po siya. I was with her recently. I was in her horse show in Talisay City. And I even introduced her as a person that we need in the Senate kasi ilang lang naman talaga ang senators from the Visayas and Mindanao, the southern part. There's only actually 5 right now from the Visayas.
By the way,
and
Congressman Governor Amy Marcos introduces her as senator already.
Yes, she'll make a welcome addition. She's intelligent. She's got experience in local governance. She has transformed Cebu into one of the cultural capitals of the world. Yung Sinulog Festival is known all over the world. And she fights for women's rights. She fights for rural development. So she'd make a welcome addition. But she is still deciding, and she said that she'll make the announcement or pronouncement on her State of the Governor's address on June, if I'm not mistaken. So, but she'll make a fantastic addition.
Amy Marcos, is she under PDP Laban? Una?
I believe Amy is with KBL.
KBL?
Yeah, because Bongbong is with the Nationalista Party.
I have it in very good source that she will definitely run also for the Senate.
For the Senate? Well, she would be an addition to anybody's slate, but I think she's doing a great job as CEO of Ilocos Norte, no?
Nandiyan naman, nandiyan din yung kapatid niya, so Bongbong's already there.
It's already there, so it's sayang naman na Amy will have to leave Ilocos and somebody else.
But she would also be actually, I thought she'd run for the Senate ahead of the brother. I actually thought she was going to run as senator kasi classmate ko si Amy nung 1998, 2001, and 2004. We were all together in the Rainbow Coalition with the father. And I thought that after our last terms that she was going to run as well.
Kitatan. Senator Kitatan, did he voice out his intentions to run? Is he waiting to be invited?
Kit is a consultant to the office of the Vice President. He was with us at the Puwersa ng Masang Pilipino together with me in the 2010 election. So he's pretty much focused as I've seen it, consulting with the Vice President on matters of foreign affairs. Meaning, this is one of his expertise. So, but in terms of politics, wala pa ako masyadong naririnig. But I don't visit the OVP office too much. So
Manny Pacquiao. It came out on the radio. He followed Muhammad Ali's, famous saying, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, and he is a political butterfly because he started with Lakas and then he went to NP, now he's with PDP Laban. Are you comfortable with that?
Well, we gave him his oath yesterday, no? But I mean, Manny is an icon, no? He's not just a part.
He's a national treasure.
National treasure.
He's a national
and he's
treasure.
been in 8 divisions, 8 weight division classes. Now, itong weight division niya sa PDP Laban, ito heavyweight division.
Heavyweight siya dito.
Heavyweight division na siya.
And he could be senator in 2016.
I-
Or higher office.
Yes.
You never know.
I mean,
Yes.
his age
His
only.
age limit lang now, kaya hindi siya naka... Thank God, no? Kasi lalong magkakasikip mo yung Senado.
Actually, he's under-
Mahirapan
underage
kami
siya.
ni Joey dito pag pumasok siya.
Underage
He's
siya,
underage.
Underage
He'll be
pa.
34,
Oo.
if I'm not mistaken, on 2013, which is a year short of 35 under the Constitution.
Yeah.
35 years old.
But he's done well as a legislator, and I've asked him what position he was thinking about yesterday. He said he was thinking about looking at being governor of Sarangani. So I mean that's
I think he's meant in that.
and that's the CEO of Sarangani, and it's a very important province, especially in terms of the agricultural economy, no.
How do you view the political parties today? Are they just merely coalitions now, such that programs of government may be important, but it's your performance, it's your convictions that matter more. Whether you are for government or against government, it doesn't really matter.
You know, we must give credit where credit is due. And I must say, the father of Joey, the former Speaker Joe de Venecia, was in the forefront of strengthening party politics in this country. In other words, gusto niyang ilabas na itong partido ay hindi lamang dahil sa personalidad. It's not just personality, but it's really party politics, what it stands for, what it stood for. And we'd like to think so, that the parties that we are joining, in the coalitions that we're joining, have a general idea of where we would like this country to be headed for. Very simple. In other countries, like now in France, is the socialists against the right wing. Sarkozy, the president of France, is what you consider a right wing candidate.
Yes.
Yung kalaban niya ay socialist, meron pang communist
Yes.
na lumalaban-laban. Very clear yung agenda nila. One is taxation, but pro subsidy to communities. The other one is pro business and less taxation to companies. So there are things that we'd like to see our political party happen and grow to. That's our wish.
I guess to add to that, and Migz and I are party mates. Because Migz, the Lakas and PDP Laban are both under the centrist Democrats. We are both centrist Democrats, and a lot of the new Prime Minister of Spain is a centrist Democrat. And centrist democracy, we believe in that. We believe in that kind of a system. So, and we feel that the government really needs to take a significant part in strengthening political parties. Kasi ang hirap is that, and this is the reality, if you want to run for public office, you have to first think about the resources. Whether do you have the resources to run, even as a barangay captain for that matter.
Yes.
You know, so that's really has to change. That whole system has to change, and government really has to have a direct hand in being able to have the Filipino people or any other individual be allowed to serve if they wish to serve. So I believe in political parties, but I also believe that in order to be successful as a politician, you have to perform. And Migz knows that. Yes. So yun ang tinitingnan talaga ang tao. Ano bang nagawa mo? Either where you served government, or whether you were in the business private sector, or in any other sector.
Nanindigan ka.
Ano nanindigan ka?
Kontra sa korupsyon.
Or whatever it is, meron ka bang nagawa para sa taong bayan. And that makes you an unelectable official.
Okay, wala na po tayong panahon. We will invite these two gentlemen very soon sapagkat I'm almost sure they will be running for the Senate. Hindi pa natin kinuha yung mga plataforma di gobyerno nila dahil wag muna para meron pang part 2 at iimbitahan natin sila ulit. Thank you very much, Senator Migz. Maybe Senator Joey very soon. Regards to both of you. At make it a habit po, every Tuesday po tayo, mga about 8:10, and then we'll replay at 11, and then the next day, 8 o'clock in the morning. Ito po si Erik Espina, palagi po nagsasabi sa inyo, magmasid, makialam, higit sa lahat po ay manindigan. Sapagkat wala pong magmamahal sa Pilipino kung hindi ang Pilipino. Daghang salamat, maayong gabi, kaninyo tanan.